Feces on the walls, broken elevators, and just feeling unsafe in their homes. Those are some of the problems we've been showing you at Lugar Tower in Indianapolis. Last week, the Attorney General's office stepped in. WRTV's Rachael Wilkerson has been listening to residents' concerns for 2 years now. Tonight, she shares the strong message from the AG.
Feces and holes in the wall remain in the 6th floor stairwell 4 months after WRTV first filmed it. This isn't the only concern for residents.
Mold, the creatures like mouse, rats, and roaches. We pay rent, but they don't have to pay rent. And sometimes they might jump in your bed.
Walter Van Cleve is begging to move into another unit.
And I just need help.
The Indianapolis Housing Agency stopped managing Lugar Tower last December and hired the Bradley Company.
And at that time, the building really just got out of control. Things have progressed, but we still have a long way to go.
We've reported on the health and safety conditions for months. Several residents even filed a lawsuit earlier this year, catching the attention of Attorney General Todd Rokita.
It's been a long time coming. We need him here.
I'm sickened by it. 40 complaints were generated in a relatively short amount of time. And so that always puts up alarm bells for us.
Rokita is now demanding IHA to report to the AG's office quarterly for the next 2 years to make sure residents are getting services they pay for. His office will then inspect. Rokita says people shouldn't have to live in fear, especially when the landlords are an Indiana government agency for the most vulnerable.
If you're paying your rent, then you should get the services provided. In this sense, it's the taxpayers who are paying the rent. We are not getting the services, in this case, from an arm of our own government. Now, again, the IHA is cooperating, but time is of the essence. I just heard recently that there's still feces on one of these floors. I mean, it's not acceptable.
So tax dollars and federal funding, whatever you're using, you need to do whatever you need to do to make sure that these buildings are up to code. Living, health, safety, fire, and all codes when it comes to the state of Indiana.
Paula Lastly is thankful higher powers have stepped in, but feels it shouldn't have taken this long.
Thing you need to remember, would you want your family or your mother living in these conditions? People's income doesn't determine their intelligence or their living standards. It's not where you live, it's how you live. And there's a lot of us here that want our building to be in excellent condition, and we want to feel safe.
Rachael Wilkerson, WRTV.
The Indianapolis Housing Agency says it's grateful for the Attorney General's willingness to work with IHA through the assurance of voluntary compliance. It goes on to say it's been working with the property management and is confident it will maintain compliance under terms of the agreement.